Hey there, welcome back guys. In this video, we're going to show you how to fix the audio so that you don't lose it. Let's say you were out recording somewhere, you're like, oh, I can't wait to get back home or to the studio to check the video. And remember, you don't really think about the audio because supposedly it's all supposed to sync together. And then when you get back, you're like, wait, what's happening? My audio, it's gone, right? You're like, oh my God, come back to me, come back. Not happening. The only option is to go back and re-record, or have these settings in place before you go back. And speaking of settings, yes, my settings are good. I have it done to auto. Everything is set to auto. Everything will automatically happen no matter what happens. And so if I lose the audio to the camera, there's just some settings you have to go through that will help bring things back to normal. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get started. Let's fix that audio recording so that you can have it all the time, anytime, whenever you're recording from this camera, that camera, any camera, you'll just always have a backup of the backup. All right, let's go. Okay, so here's what we do in this part here. All right, so we have our transmitter and receiver on. Okay, so this is the receiver and this is the transmitter, the microphone. I don't know why they just don't call it mic. It's a mic, right? So anyway, on that note, they call it a transmitter now. So as you can see, it's green. It's connected, right? You see the meter level thingy going up and down because I'm talking, and it's reading it from the mic. I'm peeking right there. So now what you want to do is turn on these settings. So we're going to go here, scroll down, receiver, transmitter. It looks like a mic. It's identical to this. All right. You press it, auto record. It's off. See that? And what you're going to do is turn it on. Now, when you turn it on, this is what will happen. Hello? Nothing yet. Now, when I shut this off, right? And if I turn it on, what's going to happen is it's going to start recording. See, the red light went on. Kind of neat. So now it's always going to be in record mode anytime I turn this thing on. Now, the only downside is that you have to remember when to stop the mic. Otherwise, it's just going to keep on recording. Okay? And also another trick is this, because if you're in Bluetooth, you can't change the settings. So let's say, for example, look, if I'm in Bluetooth here, I'm going to switch it. I should switch to Bluetooth. So there I am in Bluetooth. Okay. Now let's say I want to scroll down, turn it off, auto record, shut auto record off. I shut it off. Great. Shouldn't turn on anymore. So now when I turn this on, right? Let's see what happens when I turn it on. It's still recording. And the reason why is because you can't be in Bluetooth mode. It has to be connected to here. Scroll up. See? And this has to be green. So we switch it back, okay, to green. Now that's green. Now we change the settings, right? Go here, into here, all right? Oops. Transmitter, auto record is off, right? So now, when I shut it off, turn this off, and then turn this on again. Right? Turn the power on. See? It's on, but it didn't auto record. So always make sure that's green when you change the settings. Otherwise, it's not going to push to here if it's blue. And for me, in my case, I'm going to put the auto record on so that this does not happen again. So the only way to know is to shut it off, turn it on, and now it's recording forever, and you just have to remember to stop it. Now another setting I like that's really cool is that you leave the MS right there, and then if you go here, if you go into a 32-bit float, which is awesome, and then another thing to turn on is transmitter gain. I leave it at 11, and low cut is on, and then another setting is to put this. You could pause the video and follow along, and then another one is to turn that green into yellow, and that's how you get like really good like audio sound. Like it sounds like you're on the radio, and that's it. And this is the other solution. All right, so that's one solution, right? Another one is actually an issue that happens if you're flying your drone, and I'll explain to you that in just a second. Let's get this going. We're going to fix this so that you guys can actually have a seamless experience. All right, so what happens is by default the DJI Avata 2 is already set to another frequency that interferes with the frequency to the camera. So that's where that comes in. So let's say, for example, we're going to start this baby up and show you guys on the big screen. So I like to keep my camera, my goggles and camera here set to the transmission of 5.8 gigahertz, which works out well. But the new DJI Osmo Action 4 also operates on the 5.8 gigahertz. And as you can see, before we get started here, let me show you how we lost our audio. So I was like, oh, this is great. Awesome drone shot. I was doing the voiceover for it because everything was connected between here and there. Some of you may or may not have seen that video. Anyway, so here I am. Let me show you. There it is. I'll turn the sound off from here. Actually, I'll just lower it so it's not so loud. It's not overkill. But here, look. Here, I'll just start it from here and let it play. There I am. I'm talking, right? And then all of a sudden, we'll just stop that from there. As you see, if I scrub in, if I zoom in, right, we'll just do the audio is gone. So 5 minutes into the recording was great. Now, aside from the 5 minutes, I also lost probably maybe 3 or 4 seconds there. That's doable. You could live with that. You could always chop it, make like a fun clip strip, whatever it's called. Like a little montage of snippets of things happening, if that's like that. But we lost it there too. And then I was like, wow, that's so weird. So then I went back. And when I went back, it worked fine on another frequency. Didn't lose anything. But by then it was too late because I had already done the recording and threw up the video and came up with another version of it. Sometimes you have to improvise and just run with whatever you make. When life gives you lemon, you make lemonades. And anyway, so that was once I figured it out, I was like, you know what? Let me just see. I'm pretty sure there are other people having that similar issue because you want to, when you're flying your drone, the 5.8 gigahertz at 60 megabytes per second that you get in the transmission is just phenomenal. I mean, what you get at a distance and everything. Oh, I just noticed like a little mini sensor under there. Interesting. Yeah. So that's the other solution is doing that and this. So I'm going to show you in the goggles, what you can do. All right. So I'm going to turn these on. Right. And unfortunately, the signal interferes. But, we figured out a hack for it. We've got a nice solution for you. Hold on, let's see. That's on and this is on. Once it syncs, we will push the experience here onto the computer. You push it here. Yep, there we go. We're connected. Except for, need to take this thing off. It's a little filter. Okay. All right, let's see. We're going to go here. Go there, click OK. And now you'll be able to see what I see on here. So that you can, if you're, doing a similar setup to me, now you know what to do and what not to do. Let me just go open up the DJI. So I'm going to open up the DJI Fly application. Okay. And before we do that, I'll show you guys here so that you can see. Just going to mirror it to the MacBook Pro. Hopefully it'll push. And there we go. So you should see what I see. All right. So we have here, we launched the DJI Fly app, right? So what you want to do is goggles. I'm going to choose the goggles. I don't need to push the feed to the drone. And then it'll just connect and you'll see what I see. This is really nice. It's all wireless. No strings attached. Fun. All right, so let's see what we have here. Unable to join goggles. We'll usually get that error on the first prompt. And then the second prompt, it'll just connect and you should be able to see what's happening right inside of there. Or it might get caught on the loop connecting. We'll see. One or the other. If it does, then you have to restart this process all over again. Goggles may be connected. Okay, that's fine. Restart and try again. All right, connection failed. Bummer. All right, so let's see. Connection guide. Camera view. Just standard text is fine. Never had a text option before. It's so strange. Sometimes what you have to do is to activate it, right, is connect the wire. Okay, so let's see. So we're going to go back here. Welcome back to Everything That Glitches. Live stream, so it's supposed to be live streaming. Any minute, any day. Oh, connecting. We got a freeze. Oh, watch live view. Nice. And there we go. Voila. So, you know, sometimes it'll be glitchy, sometimes not. But now, if I go back, right, to push it to the computer, I'll press stop mirroring. And then now, everything should be pushed back to the Macintosh again in the perfect world. There we are. Welcome back to Everything That Glitches. Whoops, not Apple TV. MacBook Pro. You know, when it works, it works. When it doesn't work, it doesn't work. All right, so now we got it working. All right, so there we go right here. So now what I'm going to show you, so remember the key is don't give up. Just keep push, push, push. All right, so inside the goggles, right, what you're going to do is to fix it so that you don't lose the frequency. Keep the frequency on the drone at 5.8 gigahertz, and then you just downgrade the frequency on the camera. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this here. We're going to go to transmission. So you have, see how here frequency? I have 5.8 gigahertz. Now that's great. I'm always going to keep this. And you have 2.4 gigahertz, right? So you have 5.8 gigahertz and the bandwidth of 60 megahertz per second, which gives you 60 megabytes per second in the goggles when transmitting the video, which just works awesome. And I'm never going to change that. So the solution to that is to, one, do what I just showed you. Change settings to that, so this is always going to be on auto record, but the other solution is to downgrade the camera. It looks like we lost our connection here. Downgrade the camera settings so that the camera is at 2.4 gigahertz. Okay, so in case you're wondering how to change the camera settings, unfortunately with that you're going to have to do a I'll show you right here how to do it on the camera. You can't do a screen sharing on the camera, so it's going to look like a little bit of a botched video, but that's okay. This one isn't recording, so that's all right. We'll just do that, and then we'll undo this, and I'll show you guys from here. Hopefully, oh, I can't do a. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn on your camera. Okay, so we have our camera here, the Osmo Action 4. So this is on the Action 4. I'm not familiar with the other cameras. So what we're going to do is, if any camera has a Wi-Fi frequency that you're using, you might want to do that. Okay, follow these steps. Go into settings, right? And then you're going to scroll until you get to wireless connection. See that? And then Wi-Fi frequency. See how it's at 2.4 gigahertz? We want it to be there. Before, mine was there. So I'll just show you where it was again. Settings, wireless connection, Wi-Fi frequency. So if you have it set to 5.8, you're going to lose your audio, as you saw. I put it to 2.4, and there were no drops and anything, which was just awesome. But by then it was too late. So hopefully you're watching this in time. All right, so then we'll just close out, and that is this technique. All right, so knowing that, moving forward, that's the solution to this, unless DJI is working on another newer frequency that goes beyond the 5.8 gigahertz, and you won't have that problem with your audio where you lose. I lost, 50% of it, which was a bummer. But now you know. Hopefully you found this video beforehand instead of after the fact, but even if you found it after, you are now golden moving forward. Anyway, that pretty much sums it up. That is how you fix the audio so that you have it after you're recording, or maybe you set it up before you record so you'll always have it. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.